Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for February 2026. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we're going to jump right in, Sagittarius. If you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your full Celtic cross spread. Then we're going to break it down week by week. We'll talk about more aspects. We'll pull more cards and then your second spread. Now, cue the trumpets. We're here. We're here. The gateway, yeah, to our brand new era. This is the birth of our new world. This is a pivotal month. You know that, right? Sagittarius, this is a month, by the way, with the fact that it is a month with a Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Yeah, 0 degrees, Aries. This aspect, it really is one of those aspects that just really is going to help define the future of the 21st century. It's that rare and potent. Okay. January, by the way, remember, was a cracking of the egg. February is your first breath in your new reality. And I hope you get excited, okay? Because this is it. Yeah. We're at the Listen, I know. You've heard it everywhere. Uh, turn on your iPad. Everyone's talking about the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, a 0 degree Aries, but it is the world axis. It is the creator degree. It is an aspect that hasn't happened in modern human history. We're talking thousands of years, meaning we are the first to experience this reality shift, this frequency shift. And what makes it rare? Let me tell you why. It's the fact that the orbit of these planets, allowing them to precisely align at such a very narrow window for an exact conjunction at 0 degree Aries. Okay? The very first degree and the very first sign of the zodiac. Therefore, the beginning of the beginning, the great reset, the great collapse, the great awakening. February, honestly, it's not a month. It's your last glance back at your old world, the old you, as you begin your new journey, you begin to create your new reality. Everything is gonna change, okay? And I did a video in Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I'll leave it at the end of this video what you can expect for the next 2 years for you, Sagittarius, because remember, it's part of the prism portal, the rare grand trine, which makes it so much more rarer, right? It is, I mean, all the outer planets aspecting harmoniously. Anyway, if you are a subscriber, you will remember me saying every month, every week, since the moment Saturn and Neptune briefly met over the summer, last summer. Yeah, I told you, take inspired action and put yourself where you want to be by now. Yep, I said every week, I said wax on, wax off. I said put in the work. I said out with the old, in with the new. Everything's about to change. Everything. Saturn turns your dreams into reality. Neptune dissolves your old systems and patterns and structures. You are entering a new epoch. And actually, last summer is when I launched greatawakener.com to prepare you for this exact moment. That's how big this month is, okay? And I've seen what's coming the next few years. You are on the brink of moving into this great paradigm shift. Your reality will shift. You're already going through so much change, and you're going to be adapting to a lot more change. February is more than just this conjunction too, by the way. In fact, I did a video, the live stream, February 2026 astrology overview. I'll leave that at the end of this video too. You're welcome. But I did explain, Sagittarius, I've never seen a month like February, okay? And it's not just because of the aspects. And again, there's a lot, right? It's because the aspects and the alignments and all the events that are happening, they are perfectly, suspiciously placed throughout the month as if carefully designed, as if something cosmically and curiously divine played a role in preparing you to leave everything behind for your new you. Now, 3 big things about February, just so you know, right? 1, we're entering eclipse season. I mean, talk about a big month, right? It's the first eclipse of the year. And as you know, eclipses bring the unexpected and they're game changers, okay? 2, almost all the planetary aspects are with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected and change. 3, the majority of all the aspects and alignments in general are going to be with Chiron, the wounded healer, and the North Node. So, expect change, expect the unexpected, expect to heal old wounds to make room for destined life events. And yes, not everything's on the whiteboard. And yeah, there's more in the back. The parties in the back, the big ones are on the back. So, and yeah, we're not going to go over every single thing because we'll talk about some when we break it down week by week, okay? And especially the first week, because we'll talk about them more in your weekly forecast next week. But this is a month. I mean, I think that you're going to be really excited about this month. All right, Sagittarius. First thing is Sunday, February 1st. We got to talk about this full moon in Leo. Yep, 13 degrees. As soon as the month begins, you're already releasing. Yep. Full moons bring completion, turning points, culminations. They're emotional. They're full moons. But there's something really joyful here. There's something that I really like here. And it's a way, it's in Leo. So you're going to be able to fully express your authentic self. There's a little bit of tapping into your inner child. This is turning the spotlight on you. Remember, Leo is all about the stage. You're not an extra, okay? This is your stage, and it is your 9th house. So there really is something here that's really spiritual. There's something here that may change your perspective on something. You may be also not even it's pretty much like even the first week, you may be traveling or planning on travel. You may be coming back from a trip. It looks like some of y'all it's like you finished writing a book. You may be finishing. Did you go to school? You may be ending a class or a course, or you may be even taking some classes. And there may be something like a legal matter that may be, there may be some light on that, but we'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. Yeah, just remember, Leo is the heart. There is great passion here. And actually, remember, we're in Aquarius season. Yeah. So a couple things here. There's still like maybe even relationships highlighted around this full moon for you, and maybe even creative projects. But the fact that we have 5 planets in Aquarius still until February 6th, well, that's your 3rd house. That's what Aquarius rules, which is the mind, it's communication, but it's truths coming to the surface. You got Pluto and Aquarius, you got all of that, right? So there may be some revelations. It is a full moon. Full moons illuminate. So there may be something there. Now, the other thing is, and if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your hamster, Mickey, or your husband. Anyway, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius will feel this full moon the most. Yeah, if you got any planets 11 to 15 degrees in any of those signs in your chart, they're going to be aspected. You'll feel it the most. Now, the other thing that's happening is, I feel like a lot of y'all are going to be changing jobs this year. okay, or this month. There may be some movement or activity, um, maybe even new roles, new professions, or you could pick up some, like side gigs, maybe even start a side hustle. But Tuesday, February 3rd, Uranus is going to station direct, 27 degrees. Now, remember, when Uranus moves, he moves. You're going to feel this. Uranus, the sky god, the planet of surprises, the unexpected, and breakthroughs and revelations and shocks to the system, wake up calls. Oh, yeah, you're going to feel this because Uranus in Taurus, that would be your sixth house. And the sixth house is everyday activities. It's your routines, it's your lifestyle, it's health, it's self improvement, it's wellness. There may be something here with work. And that's why I talked about work. It may be a thing. Uh, Something may take you out of your comfort zone. But here's the thing. If you felt that things have been stalled since September 6th when Uranus went retrograde, yeah, you're going to like this then, okay? You're going to feel movement because Uranus is progress and, forward momentum, and you'll feel this. But also finances. There may be something here with finances too. All right. So Uranus is direct, and then you're going to have some squares. In fact, the very first one will be on February 8th. Well, the one that I think that you might want to pay attention to, but Friday, February 6th, Mercury will move into Pisces. Listen, this is going to be, Mercury will be here all month, and Pisces is a little too new age for Mercury. He's like, I'm super rational and I need facts and logic. And Pisces is like dreamer energy. Pisces is intuition and the higher mind. So it does take some time for Mercury to get settled and to acclimate. But he does, okay? And he learns to be compassionate and soulful, right? I think you're gonna like this because, yeah, Mercury and Pisces can be a little bit confusing. But it is in your fourth house of home and family and the foundations of your life. And so it really is just using this, all right? Mercury, the mind, Mercury, communication, even travel. But the reason I say use this is because Mercury and Pisces, I love Mercury and Pisces. I call it poetry in motion. It's like, I mean, if you're daydreaming, write them down, turn them into real dreams, right? Speak your creative ideas into existence. But again, a lot of this is going to have to do with the home and family, and I feel like even real estate, but just it can be a little confusing. But it's you're gonna have a lot of Pisces energy this month, all right? And when Venus joins Mercury, that does help. All right. Now, Sunday, February 8th, yeah, you will have Venus square Uranus. So all the squares with Uranus are Uranus and Taurus, right? They're going to be with, all the planets are going to be in Aquarius. So Venus square Uranus is very like trademark breakups, breakthroughs, shakeups, wake up calls, surprises. There's a sudden need for freedom over comfort, especially in relationships and finances, creative projects. There may be something here that you are just, it could be with friendships for y'all, but a lot of it's going to be work. Work, colleagues, employees, interns, bosses, things like that, assignments, whatever it is, there's, it's, this one's not, this one's a lot easier. And the reason I say that is because you've got Venus in Aquarius, right? You've got Uranus in Taurus. So Venus is Taurus's ruler. Uranus is Aquarius's ruler. You got mutual reception here. So they're hosting each other. They're kind of working together. There's a bit of compromise and cooperation. So it's almost like breakthrough together. Either way, yeah, it can be a little bit of breakthrough. It can be a little bit of chaos. It can be a little bit of, expect the unexpected. I mean, life is a box of chocolates, right? So it is your sixth house. There may be something here with work. And it might also be, remember, if I think I've explained this, if you're watching for your sun sign, if you are a Sagittarius, sometimes these aspects are not about you, okay? It could be just, maybe your boss unexpectedly, quits, and you're next in line, or, you know what I mean? Like, so just keep that in mind. There's definitely going to be a lot of energy around home and family. That's going to be the biggest thing for you this month, and relationships. Now, Tuesday, February 10th, you do have Venus moving into, oh yeah, and work and career, but I think that y'all are changing things up. Now, Tuesday, February 10th, Venus does move into Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and so she does her best here. It's really nice. It's very special. There's a lot of compassion, romanticism, there's empathy, it's a lot of pleasure, it's fun, yeah. And so that's why it makes that Mercury, it's just fun. It's like silly, it's goofy, it's things like that. It's like the kissy emoji too. It's really nice. And again, home, family, uh significant other, there's got to be a lot of energy here. But then also it's Venus, so love and relationships and money matters may be highlighted as well. This is really great for artists when Venus is in Pisces. Really brings out that creativity if you're an artist or a singer or a dancer or poet. Very inspiring. Now, Thursday, February 13th, the big day, Saturn moves into Aries. You experienced this, briefly back May 24th to September 1st last year. And Neptune was already there. So they were together. Yeah. So what change did you experience? Like when it came to leadership, when it came to any new bold adventure or venture that you initiated? You should have redefined your identity, maybe reinvented yourself, because Aries is the I am of the zodiac, the emperor in tarot. I mean, this is ownership. You could have become a boss, an authority, embraced more discipline. Like you had zero tolerance. Yeah. That's your fifth house. So what's really interesting is you are going to be so excited that Saturn is finally out of your fourth house. Okay. It's been 2.5 years. You had a lot of, maybe challenges when it came to home and family. All right. Significant other, parents, children. Saturn was, yeah. But Saturn's gone. All right. As of this day. And he was not here last summer. So you could have felt relief last summer. All right. And so the thing is, he's moving into your fifth house. So that's great. A lot of y'all are going to be in new relationships. You're going to fall in love. Your current relationships. You're setting up like meaningful boundaries. Okay. And fifth house isn't just true love and joy and pleasure. It's also like family and children. So there's still a lot of family energy. Okay. But fifth house is also procreation. Like you're going to have kids. Congratulations. Fifth house is also creative self-expression, creative projects, hobbies, and recreation. So you're just really setting yourself up. It's kind of like the next stage for you. You could be taking on more responsibility as well, in any of the things I just mentioned. And even last summer, you could have felt a little impatient. You were just, Saturn likes things slow and steady. Aries doesn't. But you may have learned a lot. Remember, Saturn is karma. If you put in the work, you got rewarded. And clearly, you have unfinished business because Saturn is moving back into Aries and will be here until April 2028. And so, this is where your lessons are going to be, right? For the next 2 years. And it really is just putting structures and boundaries to, in relationships and romance. A lot of family matters as well. But the fifth house is more joyful. It's pleasure. It's, yeah, procreation, sex, all of that is the fifth house. Now, and yeah, remember, Neptune's already here. Neptune moved into Aries on January 26th. So they're already merging their energies and they're building up to February 20th, which is the day of the perfection of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So it's a countdown starting right now. You also have, February 16th to the 22nd will be the strongest concentration of energy aspects, the biggest ones, all right, of the entire month. You'll mark it in your calendar. This is going to be a big month, but this is going to be a really big week. All right, you start with the 16th, Sunday, February 16th. The Sun square Uranus. I don't mind this one. This is fine. I feel like you're going to have some things to say. A lot of y'all may spend a lot of time writing. Third house is writing, creative writing. It's also communication. It's PR, advertising, marketing, branding yourself, your business, things like that. A lot of y'all may be launching businesses as well, but I like this because it's just like you really want stimulation at this point. You're feeling the solar eclipse as well. So there may be something that you may even feel a little bit restless, like that rebel inside you is coming out, especially with your daily activities and, work as well. But again, it still can bring a little shakeups with, friendships and even family, maybe siblings and finances, but work is going to be a big thing. Now, the same day you will have Mercury trine Jupiter. This is amazing. All right. Jupiter, we didn't see Jupiter at all last month. And Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. And at 15 degrees, so Mercury trine Jupiter 15 degrees is Jupiter's degree of exaltation. So it's his strongest point. It's like he's at the pinnacle. This is amazing because, again, a lot of family energy, right? With the fact that you have Mercury in Pisces. But Jupiter in Cancer, that is your 8th house. So this is kind of a big deal. The 8th house is transformation, it's regeneration, but it's also investments. It's also, it has to do with money, shared resources, shared assets. There could be something here with loans and taxes and joint bank accounts, but also commissions and royalties, as well as inheritance and investments, but also deepening relationships. So you've got this while Saturn and Neptune have just moved into your 5th house of true love. So there may be some really big energy around this time where you just feel this emotional growth, this spiritual growth. I mean, something here could really expand your mind. Jupiter does expand. There's also maybe like good news that you hear. Maybe you make an exciting announcement, but it's deep. The 8th house has depth to it, but Jupiter is luck and good fortune and protection. So I really like this for you, and it's happening right at the same time, Monday, February 17th. I mean, you've got the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. Obviously, we're going to go deeper in this when we get to this week in your weekly forecast. But this is at 29 degrees. It's the official day of the year of the fire horse, by the way. This is a big day. And I talk a lot about that on, what video was that? I think it was like the top 10 predictions of 2026 that I made. I'll leave that at the end of this video, but I want you to just take this in. This is when everything's going to start changing for you. I mean, they're already going to like from the get-go, from day 1. But this is it, okay? The first eclipse in Aquarius, that's in your 3rd house, right? And this is at 29 degrees, that anaretic degree. So it is a true ending, new beginning. 3rd house, again, communication. 3rd house is also the mind, but there's something here. 3rd house is also like, I mean, it's Mercury ruled, right? So Mercury, the mercantile, the merchant, they're selling things. Maybe you're launching a business. There's something really big happening around this time because of all that Aquarius energy, all the 5-planet conjunction that happened in Aquarius, everything that just kind of led you to this moment. You're here, and there could be some trips that you take around this time as well, but this eclipse is actually squaring Uranus as well. And the thing about these squares with Uranus this month and this eclipse is that Uranus is, like I said, Aquarius's ruler. So there is strong energy behind this. With any of the squares, with this eclipse, that strong, expect the unexpected. And it's an eclipse anyway. There may be some things that just come out of nowhere, but it's a little bit, it does feel like there's got to be something here related to career, profession, your passions as well. If you're not working, if you're retired, I honestly feel like there's something new this is going to usher into your life, if you're seeking it, if that's what you're looking for, right? But there's something about you just rising above here in terms of being a leader, being the communicator. You can also expect new friends around this time. This eclipse, like, you're going to feel it throughout the entire year. All right. This is a strong one. And there may be some new communities that you feel compelled by, that you may be joining, maybe even new audiences. The 3rd house is online, it is the internet, it's social media. So it just feels like there's something new that you're doing. Anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about a lot more when we get to your weekly forecast. But the last thing is, Aquarius energy, remember, is very revolutionary. Yeah. So there can feel like this sense of urgency here with the eclipse. It's square to Uranus, with everything else happening at the same time, like this now or never energy, this wake up call that you may have around this time as well. That feels destined because you've got Venus conjuncting the North Node on the same day. And eclipses, they already have this element of karma, right? As do the nodes of fate, as does Saturn in Aries. So there's this convergence of these events and alignments and aspects that can truly bring something fated around this time. This is just one of 3 North Node conjunctions that it's evenly spread out throughout the month as if it was designed. But remember, Venus is exalted in Pisces, and it is also like very spiritual. It's deeply spiritual, Venus in Pisces. But you could have these big epiphanies. You could have these moments where something just clicks, and about your path forward, about your mission statement. That's the North Node, right? The direction you're going. And it is your 4th house. So again, home and family is a big theme here. Yeah. Moving. Are you moving? A lot of you are going to be moving. You're maybe moving in with someone. Maybe there's, you're buying property, real estate. You're selling property too. But whatever it is, it's Venus with the North Node. So it could also have to do with relationships and money matters and finances. There's a lot happening around this time. And then we move into Pisces season. So you're just going to have a lot of focus and emphasis on home and family and the foundations of your life as well for the next 4 weeks, starting February 18th. A lot of creative energy, though. I really like this. A lot of creative energy around this time. It could also be just, again, I just see you having these really big epiphanies. Maybe even planning. Maybe even there's like a trip that you take where it's like, oh, I fell in love with this place. I'm going to move there, right? So Thursday, February 20th, you've got Saturn conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees. This is it. This is it. Is the great reset. Also, the great collapse too. And we say that because Saturn, it can turn your dreams into reality. Neptune can make it all feel magical. But if you don't put in the work, right? Saturn requires that, right? If you get lost in Neptune's like fantasy and illusion, then Saturn's going to give you a huge reality check. Neptune's going to, leave you in its fog. So just keep that in mind. Remember, Saturn builds and then Neptune dissolves. So they're so different, right? But they're in Aries, the I am, right? So it's you. It's you who decides how this works. Okay? It's you who decides, what stays, what goes, and that you're on your path and everything's working the way that you want it to work when you feel that divine, heroic commitment to whatever your passions are. Again, this is your 5th house. Your passions, things that bring you a lot of pleasure, true love and romance and family and children, and even, again, creative projects. There may be something really big that you're working on, but this is that, spiritual warrior in you, visionary artist and leader. Here's the thing. You're going to have to be willing to trust in the unknown. All right? Again, we've never had this. And it's happening at the time of the eclipse. Expect the unexpected. Now, another thing that's happening is Venus in Pisces, trining Jupiter in Cancer. I really love this for you. This is happening Saturday, February 22nd. This is going to be one of those. Oh, by the way, Mars. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we pull the cards after. But, I'll tell you now. Mars in Aquarius, right? Sextile Chiron in Aries, 24 degrees, Saturday, February 22nd. So this is all. I mean, you've got Mars in Aquarius in your 3rd house, sextile Chiron in Aries in your 5th. And Aquarius and Aries, they have a lot of similarities. One of which is being, very independent. Yeah, very independent. And so there's something here. Chiron is the wounded healer, right? Chiron is your old wounds. It's healing old wounds, but these are sextiles. They're, windows of opportunity. So you have these wonderful windows of opportunity to heal old wounds that have to do with love and romance and being loved and feeling loved and family and children and things that bring you joy. This is your time. This is your time. And remember, we're going to have, I think, 4 sextiles with Chiron. Yeah, we're going to have 4 sextiles with Chiron. This is all to help you heal these old wounds, to prepare you for this new era. Remember, this is, you're leaving all the old back in the, old world. So this is Mars with Chiron. So this is like ripping off the Band-Aid. It's like you are determined to transform any pain or any trauma into healing and power, and to even help guide others. Yeah, this is standing up for yourself. Mars is the god warrior, so this is really nice. And then the same day, you do have Venus in Pisces, trine Jupiter in Cancer at 15 degrees. This is the best and luckiest aspect of the month. And it actually is one of the entire year. It's like top 10 for sure. Because you have an exalted Venus in Pisces, trining an exalted Jupiter in Cancer at its degree of exaltation. But also, Jupiter rules Pisces. And also, trines are the nature of Jupiter. And also, these are the two benefics. So you've got the two brightest planets in the sky offering you this gift. And it's really special. I feel like there's something here. I mean, this is abundance and optimism and expansion, and it's very emotionally moving. This is all about the big picture. And this is part of your transformation because the eighth house, yes, it's, love and money, and it's deepening relationships, and it's intimacy, and it's, investments, but also, your legacy. But at the same time, the eighth house is death and rebirth. It's transformation. It's, phoenix rising from the ashes. It's caterpillar to butterfly. And it's your eighth house. No one else's, yours, right? With Jupiter and Cancer. And so there is this level of protection. There's this level of expansion and wisdom. Jupiter is your traditional, is your ruler as well. So there's something here that could just be really, really moving for you. And all sorts of blessings that could come around this time, especially in the home front, okay? Especially with like significant other. So I love this. And we will have a first quarter moon in Gemini just 2 days later, February 24th. Gemini rules your seventh. So again, there may be something, partnerships, relationships, love, marriage, commitments, your commitments. It even can be like business partners as well, or personal relationships. It just seems like a really big theme for you this week. All right. Now, Thursday, February 26th, Mercury does go retrograde in Pisces. Mercury, I explained his detriment in Pisces. And after these major aspects, it might feel he might feel a little bit more foggy. Like there may be a lot of confusion with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It's fine. All you have to do is trust your intuition. Mercury in Pisces, when it's retrograde, that really does make your intuition a lot more mighty. Yeah. You seek the meaningful, but it is Mercury retrograde. So it comes with a package with delays in, especially in travel. There could be tech glitches, miscommunication, things like that. But remember, Mercury retrogrades are to your benefit. It's a good time to, take some time, reassess, reevaluate, reexamine, revise. There is going to be very likely, this is your fourth house. So a lot, again, with home and family, the foundations of your life. If you're looking for property, probably not a good time during Mercury retrograde. You do you, but remember, you want to avoid signing contracts and leases and things like that. It doesn't mean, you can't. You can, but it just means like things may change after, when Mercury goes direct. All right. Friday, February 27th, we will have the Sun conjunct the North Node in Pisces and Mars square Uranus. This is it. This is like when you feel like you discovered your path to enlightenment. You're right where you need to be. It feels good, right? The Sun conjunct to the North Node. And again, a lot of emphasis on home, family, and your loved ones. And this I feel like is very nurturing for you. I feel like there is the big picture for you around this time. And one of the reasons why I think that you are going to have some adjustments and changes with, work, profession, and career is because we're going to have 3 North Node conjunctions. Okay. And so that naturally brings in the South Node. And the South Node is in Virgo. and that would be your 10th house of career. So the South Node is, karmic release. So there may be some changes because March 3rd, I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but March 3rd is when we have the lunar eclipse in Virgo. All right? So just letting you know. Anyway, so this is really great, but then you have Mars square Uranus, and I don't mind it. Mars square Uranus is helping you break free from things that don't serve you well anymore. Again, maybe that rebellious side is kicking in, but Mars is the warrior. So just be mindful, and Uranus can be chaos and, breakdowns, etc. But I really think that you're going to have some things to say, and it may be in the workspace. And again, health, Uranus and Taurus in your 6th house, health, right? So be very mindful because Mars is physicality. So don't overdo things. Don't, keep that in mind. All right. Like, it's a loaded month. There's just so much to talk about. And again, not everything's on the whiteboard. There's so much more happening. But let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Sagittarius, for February 2026. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah. All right, Sagittarius. How are y'all doing? I cut my fingers on glass. So I'm like, whatever. Anyway, I do a traditional cult to cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. And the other thing is, I feel like, listen, all this Piscean energy, and then, that really is it. But I think that that's going to be very nice for you. I think it's going to be very nice for you. Pisces is a mutable sign like you, and it's going to help you be like adaptable and flexible with a lot of these changes that will be happening. And then you get to the lunar eclipse in Virgo, March 3rd. Anyway, let's get started. Another mutable sign. Anyway, all right. Oh my diddly days. This is okay. Yeah. It's a big month. That's a big month for you. Wow. I know I've lost my voice already, so let me see if let me just do this real quick. Sagittarius. Well, you're good. Yeah. You're good. Okay. We're gonna have a lot of change, but so I talked about relationships. Yeah. Knight of Cups. This, he is the knight in shining armor. He wants to share his journey with someone else. He's extending his cup for a reason, right? There's a lot of movement with relationships. You've got Jupiter that's very active in your 8th house of, developing relationships, deepening relationships. You have a first quarter moon in Gemini in your 7th. You have Saturn and Neptune moving into your 5th. There's so much relationship activity here. And again, it can be work too, okay? But you're on a mission. You're on a quest. You want total emotional fulfillment. And it doesn't have to be, if you're, it can be a current relationship where with all this Pisces energy, there's just so much, a lot of compassion. And remember, it's really fun. You got Venus, the planet of love and relationships, and Pisces. And so this feels really good, right? But again, if you're not here for relationships, this is just you wanting to be emotionally fulfilled. And it can be through art. It can be through anything that, you're passionate about. And it could be a lot of creative energy. All right? Now, you have the Lovers in the heart of your spread. Remember, this is a monthly forecast. This is going to be the biggest theme. And the Lovers this is all about commitments. This is it. This is it. When Saturn Neptune move into Aries, wow, Saturn is commitments. It's your fifth house of true love and everything that I said earlier, but there you go. So a lot of you are moving into like just deepening your relationships. And of course, with Jupiter and Cancer in your eighth, you have a lot of promise there, right? It's your ruler. Ultimately, you have a lot of choice too. You have an archangel in the heart of your spread. You see Archangel Raphael. He's gifting this love to, we'll call him Adam and Eve. And it really is up to them what to do with it. So it is your choice. And there's a lot of power in choice. You have that Four of Pentacles in your challenge area. So just be very mindful about, remember, there's a lot of focus on home and family, the foundations of your life. Just be very mindful about this structure moving forward. I feel like there's going to be some changes there as well. But it feels more like you're coming out of something that could have been where you may have been a little, standoffish. You could have felt others and family and home in that same capacity. You could have been doing some penny pitching as well. This actually, the Four of Pentacles is attributed to Capricorn. It's Sun in Capricorn. Capricorn rules your second house of finances. So, but it does feel like this month you're coming out of something, which is really great. The other thing is there may be someone in your life, like a partner, who could be a little, no, we gotta, you just have different views on, your investments moving forward. So it's just, having conversations about that. Wheel of Fortune in your crown. You want change. You want a lot of change. Yeah, I mean, this is fate. And remember, it's such a spiritual month with all this Pisces energy. Jupiter, your ruler, is very active. I mean, that's great. Okay. So remember what I said earlier about like turning your dreams into reality, all of that. Like, yes. So a lot of this has to do with your belief too. How you're thinking, your spiritual beliefs, like you understanding like there are fated events that are possible for me and they're gonna happen, right? Page of Pentacles in the root of your spread. They're gonna happen. Okay? Come on. This is, first of all, pages are earthbound and so are pentacles. You got double earth here and the root of your spread. So there is obviously there's something rooting up in your life that it's special and it's new. And it's maybe even something that you've decided this is what's going to happen. This is the direction that I'm going. And I know this is my path forward because I get to choose, right? Despite the fact that we do have an eclipse, so we have this, it still doesn't matter. You're putting your energy out there. And, the Page of Pentacles is, he's the biggest student out of all the pages. Like, he loves learning. He wants to grow that into, something big. He wants to monetize it. So, yes, this has everything to do with, like, wealth and money and a new job, career, profession, all of that I said earlier. But Pentacles are your physical reality. So, it can be something in it can be a relationship, right? Again, there's growth here. And that's that's the only thing that I want you to take away from this is that you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Lovers, you have the Page of Pentacles. 10, right? Card 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's this new beginning. 1 0 goes 1. You have the Lovers, which, again, very interesting. The Lovers is attributed to Gemini. We have that first quarter moon. You're gonna put some eggs in some baskets in relationships and contracts and agreements and commitments. But don't forget, in April, you will have Uranus move into Gemini in your 7th house. So that's going to be a whole other, ball game for you. And remember, Uranus just does better in Gemini than it does in Taurus. So, and that, again, your 7th house, and then something new here. So, Hangman, in your future, I love your spread. It's a very moving month for you. It's just what I said earlier, like meaningful, right? There's like you're seeking meaning. You want to bring all this, even more meaning into your life, meaningful experiences and everything. You're going to be fine. You got the Hangman in your future. Hangman is you're ready. You're ready. You had some really big, meaningful experience here. Deepening these relationships, having your choice to choose. I mean, this is also like if like you feel okay being vulnerable and in love and with partners. And again, it can be career if you're not here for love. The Lovers, it can be a business partner, but either way, whatever's happening here, there's your shift in perspective. There's your life changing to the point where you are just now completely enlightened with a Hangman, and you're ready. You're ready to make that surrender. You're saying, bye-bye, old world. I'm moving into the new. And the Hangman, he's hanged himself upside down because he wanted to see the world in a new way. And it wasn't really want, it was required. Why? Because the old ways were no longer working. Kind of had no choice. But you see the halo around his head. It's all this enlightenment. So again, do things differently. Look at things in different ways. That's what this month is requiring from you with all this Uranian energy and North Node conjunctions and, the sextiles to Chiron. Anyway, very healing. Let's get to your stuff. Sagittarius, you are wonderful. Y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Hype is the new thing. Anyway, y'all, okay, you're okay. Wow. Yeah. Strength, you're good. I just have it. Listen, it's all about the inner courage or the inner strength, but strength really is a little bit more than that, right? You see the symbol of infinity overhead. It's again, there is this element of belief. I know that I'm strong enough. I know that I have this courage. I know that all of that is going to be, pivotal in terms of changing everything in my world. All right. This is now you've got infinite possibilities ahead of you. It's your choice, right? It's your choice. This is also knowing to, how do I say this? It's just like recognizing the things that you shouldn't be doing as well. That requires great strength. Okay. Now, you have the 7 of Swords. In your external factors area, it feels like there may be someone that is a little bit like, okay, someone that is not being honest with you, someone that could this month, remember I said like truth coming to the surface? Yeah, so there that is. So keep that in mind. There may be someone who, the 7 of Swords is associated with like lying, cheating, stealing, deception, dishonesty, things like that. But with what's happening this month, it really may be someone that's just lying to you about something. So just bear that in mind. All right. and it could be in a work capacity because you have a lot of work stuff happening. The other thing is like it feels like there's a little bit of it feels a little bit like someone getting away with something, and I don't even think I honestly I'm going to clarify that. I honestly don't think. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, okay. Clarified the moon. So it does feel like there is something that you're not letting go. Someone that could have done something, someone that could have lied to you about something, someone that could have been dishonest with you about something as well. Someone who could have like deceived you, but it could have also tricked you about something too. But with that moon there, it just feels like it's something that's like, the moon is the subconscious, right? So it's up here. Again, you're going to have all these, sextiles with Chiron. And so that's all about healing old wounds and just letting things go. But yeah, that Two of Swords. Okay. And so it does feel like, again, a little bit of resistance here. It this is all of that in terms of we have to be honest with ourselves about some things, but also we have to face our realities. We have to face our new realities. We have to face our truths, and sometimes it's best when we do. We got to take off that blindfold, right? But again, there is a little bit of resistance in terms of like, okay, there's something that I just want to completely ignore. Don't, okay? You got the Fool. You're bye-bye. I mean, you're going on this brand new journey in a month that's all about this brand new journey, this brand new era, this old, like new world. There you go. Bring the essentials, okay? You're going to be you're good. You're really really good here. It's just this. And you know what that is? It really is like just leaving everything that you need to leave in the past, leave it in the past. Leave it in, January 2025 and everything before that too. This is saying that it's a good idea to take some risks. Yeah. In order to take those risks, you need to have confidence. Okay. And you're going to be great. And to have that confidence, I mean, this is trusting not only in the universe, but in yourself. Yeah. So you're gonna be taken care of. You're good. Let's break it down week by week. Sagittarius, first week of February. You've got that full moon in Leo that again, I think there's just gonna be something eye opening for you is the big thing, but we'll talk more about it next week. And then you have Uranus going direct. You've got a couple. I mean, it's just like Mercury moving into Pisces. There's a lot happening. I mean, there is Mercury square Uranus as well. And Mercury is in Aquarius at that time. That's going to be February 5th, squaring Uranus in your second. I just feel like you've got some things to say to some colleagues or coworkers or even doctors, even, dentists or even vets. I mean, it is your six, right? So health, like I said, maybe a personal trainer. But you can use this aspect, Mercury square Uranus. It's great. Like thinking outside the box. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Wait, what? Let's see what's going on for you the first week of. There it is. February. You're good. When I said when Uranus moves, you're gonna feel it. I feel like that's going to be something that you really appreciate. Uranus and Taurus, King of Pentacles is Taurus. You see the bulls in his throne. You see he's also the richest king. He's integrated in his wealth, right? This is really nice because there is a sense of like freeness. Like, again, just, hey, he's good. He's good. But he's also very practical. He's very pragmatic. He takes care of his own, and there is a sense of just he is like a family man too. But either way, there is a sense of you providing. Yeah, that feels really good. I feel like that you're gonna feel really inspired that first week. And then the second week, and yeah, there could be some money matters. Second week, you've got Venus square Uranus. You got Venus moving into Pisces. Saturn moving into Aries. There's a lot. There's a lot. Let's see what's going on for you the second week of February. Sagittarius, you got the Six of Swords, which is amazing. Six of Swords is you just saying, you know what, that happened. F it. I'm not going to get stuck on that energy. I'm moving forward. All right. There's something that could be on your mind and you're just like, it's taking up too much headspace. There's so many other things happening. We're going to just, yeah. And this is great. I mean, you see right here where my finger is, right? It's turbulent. You're leaving that. It's like from chaos to calm. It's sort of the mental suit. And so there's a lot of protection here too. Yeah, the ferryman with a family. I mean, you're going to be fine. You're guided. You're guiding yourself into just this, again, it's just this whole new world. Where there's let me see something wrong. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Wednesday on February 12th, you will have Mercury conjunct the North Node. And so that's like a fated conversation that you could have, or like you receive like this, fated message, or so it could truly open up a new path for you. Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on for the third week. You have, this is it, right? You've got a Sun square Uranus, you got Mercury trine Jupiter, you have the solar eclipse in Aquarius, Venus conjunct the North Node. We move into Pisces season. You have Saturn conjunct Neptune, 0 degrees Aries. Mars sextile Chiron. You got Venus trine Jupiter. I mean, it's pretty loaded. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week of February. The Seven of Wands. Very interesting, the Seven of Wands. He's been popping up in pretty like everyone's bonus spreads. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, you're not going down without a fight. You're fine. You're good. Just know, like, I don't even know. Listen, he's victorious, right? He's the one on top of the hill. These people are coming after him. And he can take care of himself. However, again, with this, it just feels like there may be something. If you feel it, yes, this is great. You've got the upper hand. But there is that sense of exhaustion if it just keeps going and going and going, and there's no end. So just keep that in mind. I'm just saying that with all the, this crazy week. This is the week. And then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And it may have to do, again, with work and colleagues and employees, because that's where, you've got all those Uranus squares. And they're ones. Ones are your passions, but they're highly associated with work and profession and enterprise, etc. Now, the last week, Mercury will go retrograde. And Pisces, you got the North Node and the Sun conjuncting in Pisces, Mars square Uranus. Yep. Let's see what last week. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There it is. You are good. You got the 6 of Wands. So yeah, again, you're the one that's victorious. You continue to be victorious. This is, recognition. It's success. It's victory. It's rising above. It's a procession. It's a public recognition. You're going to be fine. So again, very nice. You're really good. It's just this. It just feels like there's something that you have to release. I think it's going to be fine, especially with a hangman in your future. Just continue to do that. Like, just everything that you're just like, leaving it in the past. Yeah. But you are going to see things that are just, maybe things that you're just so used to. They're not going to be working the same way and it could be all these small little changes, like a new boss coming into the picture, or maybe a new neighbor, or like just things that are going to be changing. But anyway, you're going to be fine. Like, this is amazing. Like, I'm like, you're really good, but that's amazing. You're just gliding into that lunar eclipse in Virgo. But again, has a lot to do with work and profession and career. That's 6 of Wands. Anyway, Sagittarius next week. We're going to go deeper in the aspects and tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. Yep. Second spread. We're going to pull more cards. There's a couple things that I still want to see for y'all. And so we'll look at love and career and money, and we have the Tempest deck for your big message of the month. Anyway, anyone's welcome to join. Tier 3 members, y'all know where to find the link. Oh my gosh, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave, share, all of that. But tell me what's going on. I want to know what's happening with all this. Like, you're about, I don't know. Okay, we'll talk. But you tell me. I'm excited for Saturn to leave your 4th house, and I bet you are too. Anyway, all right. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.